All right. We're gonna go over what I'm taking. So, if you want to take it too, that's up to you. This is the betting build for UFC Vegas. We got Kevin Vallejos versus Josh Emmett. Um, we're not gonna be going over all the fights. This is just the betting build. So, we're gonna go over the fights that are most relevant to what we took. And we'll do a couple quick touches on some of the other fights. Um, one of the fights, I guess we'll start off with that fight, is Bia Mesquita versus Montserrat Rendon. I don't have too much to get into on this fight, but I did hear someone say earlier that this is going to be one of the biggest fraud checks in the last decade of women's MMA. I don't know if it was like a hot take trying to get likes or something. It was one of the most ridiculous comments I've ever heard. First of all, I can see where it's coming from. We've had some fraud checking going on lately. Patchy mix. And as someone who bet on Patchy 2 or 3 times last year, oh my God. Pitbull came out, lost his first match. There's a few other. Bia Mesquita is a jiu-jitsu champion known the world over. Some people say she is the best women's jiu-jitsu practitioner ever. Okay, MMA is a totally different thing than just straight jiu-jitsu on the mat. And I've watched some of her tournaments. I watched a tournament she won. I watched a tournament where she lost in overtime. Jiu-jitsu tournaments where she lost in overtime to Juliana Miller. And she had Juliana Miller's arm. I think the thing had to be broken in 3 different places. Just Miller just didn't tap. I just don't understand. But Miller won that fight. This is totally different. This is something totally different. With Patchy Mix, with Mauricio Pitbull, you had these guys fighting MMA, fighting the same exact rule set in the same octagons in different promotions. Bia Mesquita wasn't fighting MMA. You know what I mean? She wasn't getting in stand-up, fights. So she is a high favorite, and we are picking her. We do have high confidence in her. We're going to lean her way. I just wanted to point out that if she does happen to lose this fight, that doesn't make her a fraud in any way. In fact, Montserrat Rendon has more MMA experience than Bia Mesquita does. Bia Mesquita is a jiu-jitsu champion. And don't get it twisted. There's a guy on this card, Marwan Rahiki. Marwan Rahiki is going to be someone who's fun for you to watch. He is a lanky Muay Thai kickboxer. He's fast, forward pressure. He fights out of Australia. Tell you he's from Australia. Don't believe the hype. Rahiki is on the north coast of Africa. He's a Moroccan, and I can't wait to see him and Harry Hardwick go at it. Harry Hardwick, you remember, is the one who got embarrassed by Kai Fernandez. He just kept kicking him, standing over him, and get up, and he'd kick him again and drop him. I don't know how Harry Hardwick is on the main card, but I'm sure that we're going to bet against him. We got Marwan Rahiki by KO. Got it for plus 150 on FanDuel. We put a half a unit on that. Half a unit only because of it being a method play. We've not done well on our methods this year. They haven't been bad reads at all. I can't remember his name, but we took a guy a couple weeks ago who had 7 career submissions, his only finishes, and he got a knockout. And what can you do about that? How do you bet that he gets a knockout when he's never done that before in a professional fight? You can't and his line was way too wide for us to bet it on money line. That's one thing I've noticed this year that has been really difficult since the Paramount move. The books are identifying their winner, and favorite tax ain't in it. Before we became North Coast Media or North Coast Cabin, y'all remember that out there? That didn't go over too well in some places, especially in the part of where we're from. But North Coast Cabin, first thing we did, we set lines. We handicapped these fights. So I know going over these fights when the guy's supposed to be 180, minus 180, and I know the favorite tax they put on there, and it should be 220, 240. And these guys are stepping up, and we're getting these cards, and we're getting these numbers. And these guys are minus 260, 265, minus 320. We got Shad0wbox at minus 520 a week or two ago. But good God. Terrible lines. The books are not being very sharp this year. They're identifying their winners, and they're taxing the hell out of us. I mean, I guess it's smart. You cannot bet UFC like you bet basketball. Okay, there is a spread, but one punch takes away whatever number it is. One submission, one tap takes away whatever it is. So you can't bet MMA like you would Houston versus LA. It just does not work the same way. Here, the North Coast, we like to build strategic betting cards based around a few fights. We'll touch on more than just a few fights, but we'll have to base it on a couple fights. And this week's fight that we based it on is Vitor Petrino. Vitor Petrino has got a late edition opponent in Steve Asplund. Asplund has looked good. Congratulations, Steve Asplund. I guess he was at 500 pounds, and you can see he's come down a lot in weight. My man Mike Finch said, Asplund's got titties. I like titties. That's crazy, man. The guy he's going against looks like freaking Brazilian version of the Terminator. Vitor Petrino is a unit and a half. Now, he has been put to sleep before. He's not invincible. Up at heavyweight, anything can happen. And Steve Asplund is a soldier. He's not going to run from anything. I think he's a guy that can make things happen. Too much, too soon is what I would say if he wasn't a short-nosed call-up. So he's a short-nosed call-up. Yeah, this is a chance, an opportunity of a lifetime for him to get out there. If he could put Vitor Petrino down, then his career would be fast-tracked up to the top. If he gets any kind of win here, the heavyweight division is so depleted. He gets anything done here, he'll be ranked immediately. I don't see him getting it done. We've got Vitor Petrino on our premium play, parlayed with Omar Sy against Ian Cutelaba. We got Petrino by KO. It's plus 280 on FanDuel. We put a half a unit on that. We put a full unit on Vitor Petrino to win inside distance. Even if Vitor Petrino goes down, it will be inside distance. Whoever wins this fight is not going to win it by decision. Now, we've said that before a couple times. Oh my gosh, you have like some straight up battles of guys who this fight's not going to the card, and this year it goes to the card. Yeah, this has been a really weird year with methods. That's why we've been staying away from methods. But this card, these odds, they don't leave you any choice a lot of times. So we got Vitor Petrino 3 different ways on this. We got him in the Castle parlay. We got him solo by himself to get a knockout at plus 280. I'm sorry, did I say the Castle parlay? We have him in 100 down premium play. I tell you guys, 100 down premium play is not always a parlay. Last year, most of the time, it wasn't. I would say, hell, more than half the time it was a solo. Um, I remember they let us get Steve Garcia for minus 125 in the main event one time. That was a steal. Come back with some more like that. Where are those odds at? Let me get Steve Garcia for minus 135. I'll take it. Uh, so anyway, Petrino inside distance. Um, Honestly, I think this one's going under a round and a half. That would be a good play also if you want to just take the under. Um, Charles Energy Johnson. We got Charles Energy Johnson stepping up. He lost his last one. Before that, we were on him when he faced Lonier Kavanaugh. That win is aging very nicely right now. He slept Lonier Kavanaugh with a hook to the chin. Lonier Kavanaugh tried to leave the pocket with his hands down. That is a no-no. And Charles Johnson made him pay for it. Charles Johnson has a guy very similar to himself in Brazilian Bruno Silva and who he's going against. So I'm going to pull up the Warlord fight evaluation for these two guys. Bear with me. The Warlord round robin play on. We run Warlord on the entire card. We get the results, obviously, for every single fight in the evaluation, lanes, whether any method of victory was flagged as a high enough percentage that we want to take a look at it. And this week, we got several methods. See, we didn't play any methods last week, and we did well. We won. We put out 7 bets on the card for you guys last week. We won 4 of them. 3 of them were parlays. Another one was a plus 185 Rodolfo Vallado win. We really tore it up last week as far as plus money. Hit on a bunch of stunners. Stunters, not stunners. Okay, here we go. So, the first time I seen this line when it opened up for Charles Johnson, it was he was minus 186. We don't have much movement on that. I got him at minus 175. DraftKings, no, I'm sorry. FanDuel, as we speak right now, has Charles Johnson at minus 174. So, if anything, I mean, this line hasn't changed at all. Bruno Silva is still plus 146. Hold steady on that line. Okay, so Charles Johnson, we got him at minus 175 on the money line. Charles Johnson has more ways to win this fight. One of the key things I look for, way better on feet. He's got a 4-inch reach advantage. He can control distance, but Charles Johnson also can grapple. Also has jiu-jitsu. He can get on the mat. While he doesn't want to get on the mat, I do believe that Bruno Silva is a better grappler than him. Charles Johnson is not an amateur grappler. He is not going to be embarrassed, and I doubt that Bruno Silva finishes the fight or has enough control, grappling control, to win the fight on the cards that way. I think that's why this one is sitting at minus 174. And this one is actually one of the better lines of the entire card. Just a quick touch on Pieta Rodriguez and Sam Hughes. Sam Hughes is a pit bull. She reminds me a lot of Adriana Carnelosi. And she's like, whoa, like built in the neck and the arms as muscles Carnelosi has. Make her look like a linebacker. Sam Hughes has the same thing going on. And I laugh because Pieta Rodriguez has the same exact thing going on. This is the Pitbull Fighting League. here featuring Sam Hughes and Pierre Rodriguez. That ought to be a fun one to get the cards kicked off. Brad Tavares and Eric Anders is it should be a fun veteran matchup. I mean, come on. Neither one of these guys are going for the gold anymore, but they've both given us some great fights over the years. They're both to be respected. And if you see either one of them in a bar, they'll probably kick your ass. So give these guys their respect. Give them their flowers. Balaji Oki and Manuel Sosa. All right. I can find them in the little word algorithm. In my initial breakdown of this fight. And it made it tough because Manuel Sosa does not have any UFC fights. You see these guys on the regional scene beating the fool out of these guys that are going against, and they look like Luke Fernandez did. Luke Fernandez smashed all of his opponents on the regional scene. He gets in there against Rodolfo Villado, can't put him out, catches a couple himself, can't stay on his feet. Hey, that's how it goes. Okay, Balaji Oki and Manuel Sosa. Fight dynamic snapshot. What we have here: high volume pressure striker against a technical grappler with submission upside. Oki's bringing superior striking. We know that. He's going to have physical advantage over Manuel Sosa. I don't know if he's going to have an intensity advantage over. This guy is intense. Sosa is dangerous with his submissions. Way better grappler. And that is why you see the line where it is. If Manuel Sosa can get Balaji Oki down, and you're going to hear this theme a lot from me, be prepared, it's foreshadowing. If Manuel Sosa can get Balaji Oki down, keep him there, then he can win this fight under control. He won't even have to ground and pound, although he can. Like I said, he's very intense. He's going to go for submissions. And Balaji Oki just has to keep the fight on the feet. But the system is chosen Balaji Oki in much the same way it did Rodolfo Villado, in much the same way that it did Punahele Soriano over Ramiz Brahimaj that week when everybody was on Ramiz Brahimaj. We brought it to you. We cashed in. Thanks, Pona. All right. So for this one, we got 6 points. We got a 63.8 score from 57.2. Balaji Oki. We're going to say he holds structural edge, striking volume, reach advantage. He's going to control pace. He has the more reliable path across 3 rounds to win the fight. Sosa wants to get it down and submit him. He wants to win through control. If he can't win by finish, Oki wants to win on the feet. Classic matchup. I'm glad it's being made. Sosa is a highly respected prospect, and if he can take Oki out here, he'll be a fast riser on the cards as well. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, the big ones. Okay, Metriks Orlai versus Chris Cordes. This one should be relatively straightforward. Chris is a veteran. We got 2 guys moving weight classes to meet. And I seen something today. It was very interesting. Like Orlai's moving up. Or was Orlai moving up? And he looks like the bigger of the 2 guys at the weigh-in. I mean, they're like eye to eye. And like I said, one's going down and one's coming up to meet here. I see nothing but good things for Orlai. He was one of our favorites last year. He kicks butt, man. We like this guy. Yeah, he's coming in 10 years younger Yeah, but he actually can fight on the ground. He's got a takedown accuracy of almost 46%, takedown average of almost 5.5, while Chris Curtis has zeros in the takedown department. It's been years since he's been tempted one, right? Um, Chris Curtis is pushing 40 years old. Orbai 28. Reaches are relatively the same, but I don't think that's going to matter much in this one. Now, this one is in the Apex, so the new meta Apex, but smaller cage, so we have to remember that, especially with some of these big guys. With ladies, especially with some of the grappling pit bulls we have going on, I don't think that is going to matter much either. There's less room to run, but none of them are going to be trying to run. We're mixing it up. Oh, next up here, Omar Sy and Ian Kutelaba. Yeah, this one has divided the people right here. You already know we're on Omar Sy. I'm feeling like he's a heavy favorite. I don't see. Well, I do. I take that back. I've been back and forth with this one. Not back and forth with the winner, but back and forth with other people about this one. This is a light heavyweight. These guys are 205. More size coming in. The much more physical, much more stronger opponent. He's not really wanting to do it with his hands, but he does want to control range. It's a weird thing. He wants to, he can control his fight. But Ian Kutelaba, 8-10-1. He's been all over the place, and he's fought some of the best now. A lot of losses are excusable when you fight at the top, and then you step down, and you have a lot of losses, and everybody's looking like, okay, well, he's no good. He lost this one. He lost that one. He lost that one. And they're looking at the circles with the L's in your last five instead of looking at who those names are in those last five. Now, in this fight, who those names are with Ian Kutelaba gives me pause. But I just think this is Omar Sy's time. This is his time. He's got all the tools. They can keep if Omar Sy can keep any exchanges they have at the end, outside his range. He doesn't want to let Kutelaba get in and make the fight dirty. That's what I'm telling you. I had one of my colleagues call Omar Sy, said he had pillow hands. Yeah, okay, let him hit you. If he gets his hands on him, if he starts to pound on Kutelaba, he will win the fight. He's going to win it by decision. If he does win it, he's got to keep his discipline, manage that range. Kutelaba's got to force disruption. He's going to win in chaos, but he does have a real path. This fight is closer than the odds would suggest, but it also is moving Omar Sy's way. The big money is coming in on Sy. The line is going up. If you are not on Omar Sy and you have money on this, you should be worried, because that line movement is telling a story. Now, that does not tell the whole story. I've lost fights where the lines moved. I've lost bets where the lines moved in my direction. You'll have that. It is chaos. It is fighting. It's fighting. It's not like anything you've ever known. This is fighting. I love it. And that's why we're here. Yeah, control versus chaos matchup. And if Sy can keep it controlled, he's a cool customer. If he can keep it controlled, he'll win the match. He's got more stable, repeatable path to win. He has got the youth on his side, the momentum. This one scored 61.6 for Omar Sy, with respectable 56.9 for Ian Kutelaba. It's just under the 5.5 spread. Say Kutelava's aggression, willingness to force ugly exchanges. If he can get this fight disrupted and get in Omar Sy's head, when Ian Kutelava can win this fight. Um, like I said, the pick is Omar Sy. He is part of our premium bet. We put him on, Vitor Petrino. Them two together on the money line barely got us plus money, plus 108. I'll let you know what the books think about these fights. Petrino to win is minus 114. Inside distance. What fight is inside distance? What fight is suspected to be finished early and is not plus money? That is also an early indicator. We on the early look, we're on the right side of these two. Anything can happen in the fights. So we take our chances there. The next one up on is my main event. It's the one that should have been the main event. Yes, we have Kevin Michels in several bets. Or no, I'm sorry, not in several bets, but we do have him in a parlay bet. He's in the castle, which we'll get to here in a second. But this one right here, this one's the firecracker. I mean, there's a few good ones. That Sai Kutelava, Vitor Petrino, and Steven Aspelon should bang, but I don't expect that to be like great fireworks. I think it'll be early over. It'll be, fireworks one-sided here. Boom, boom, boom. That'll be over. But this one should go the distance here. And I'm talking about Amanda Lemos. Yeah, Jillian Savage Robertson. Yeah, I've been waiting for this one. It's one of my favorite fights on the card. First of all, I like Jillian Robertson. Um, she's strong, she's great wrestling, jiu-jitsu. She gets you on the ground and you are toasted. These girls cannot get up. She's 13-6 in the UFC. She has lost fights. On the other end, Amanda Lemos is 9-5. She's got just about almost the same percentage. Yeah, you guys correct me if I'm wrong out there on this. I think Amanda Lemos will be the first. I mean, obviously, many women have won fights in the UFC and went on to be grandmothers. Amanda Lemos might be the first woman to win a fight as a grandmother. Congratulations, Ms. Lemos. Auntie. They call her Auntie Lemos. Not that this one's fights, but Savage Red has an 8-year. Savage Red has an 8-year age advantage. I think she has strength advantage. She's much better grappler, but Amanda Lemos can grapple. She's a high level grappler, and I say Jillian Robertson has the edge in grappling because that's all Jillian Robertson does. Usually I go with the person who has more ways to win the fight. But I believe that in this fight, they both only have one path to victory. I don't see Amanda Lemos subbing Jillian Robertson or out grappling her, out wrestling her on the ground, chaining together. No. She's not going to, no. And if you ever watch Canadian Red fight, she doesn't give you a lot of hope on the feet. She's not coming out like Rocky and swinging. She's trying to withstand, measure, look for her takedown. She gets you up against the fence and control you there and work to get the win. Jillian Robertson and Amanda Lemos should have been the main event. Now, Lonier Kavanaugh was supposed to be on this card. Renier Nakamura was supposed to be on this card. Kennedy Nzechukwu was supposed to be on this card. There's some guys on here. They all dropped out for various reasons, but Lemos striking advantage, striking accuracy, reach. She's gonna be dangerous in the open. She's got power, counter timing. She's gonna be dangerous, but Red's gonna go try to take her down time after time after time. She reminds me of not nearly on this level, not as good. Don't jump all down my throat, but she reminds me of a Barab when her game is on. When her game is on, you know the takedowns are coming. You know she's going to shoot. She's going to get you up against the cage. She's going to shoot. She's going to try to trip. She's going to go after it. She's going to try to get you down. She's got a great fight IQ, great tactical identity, I like to say. She got um, different ways to initiate her grappling. She has different ways to maintain her control. So, yeah, you might say she only has one way to win the fight, but she has multiple ways to get to that one way, if that makes sense to you. And if it doesn't, then I don't know what the hell. Um, so let's just put this all together here. I know I'm jumping all over the place. It's late. We got this out late again. But there were all kind of things going on. You guys see that heavy wind today? Listen, my power went out. I was getting ready to record this video on my phone just to get it out. When the power came back on, I was like, geez, thank God. The score for that Charles Johnson fight, if you were wondering the Warlord score, we had 62.9 for Charles Johnson, 54.8 for Bruno Silva. Brad Tavares, 60.8, and Eric Andrews, 55.3. Tavares by decision. Chris Curtis and Mike Tebek, auto by welterweights. This one was Tebek auto by. The score on this one was much closer than I thought it would be. 61.7 to 57.9. Slight structural edge due to high volume wrestling and strong positional grappling for Orbai. This was a style matchup that we looked at on this one. Orbai's style historically presents a problem for strikers if they can land the takedowns early. So, I remember when Jay Almeida's last fight before he was cut, one of the things that we had come out on the fight evaluation with was that if his opponent stopped his takedowns early, that Jay Alton was going to be in trouble. He was going to be stuck. You might not see much from him, and that's exactly what happened. The counter case on this one for our play is the same counter case that we faced before. So, yeah, if it happens again, we might have to rethink some of these. But I think Molbai is a much, much better fighter. And Chris Curtis, while he might be a better fighter too than that other situation, Chris Curtis himself is 38, he's pushing 40 years old, dude. So, I mean, come on. We got to go with my Mitebek Orobai for this one here. That's about all of it. Luan Lacerda, Hector Sosa, Hecker. He's minus 230 favorite to open. That's gone a little bit wider since the high-level Brazilian grappler going against the Spaniard. We got Sosa 63.4, 56.1. Sosa winning, more finishing paths, control the fight pace early if he can neutralize the grappling threat coming back from the Brazilian. Obviously, if Lacerda can force the grappling, force scrambles, and capitalize on those, then obviously that's his path to victory. Sosa finishing, we don't have a method, but there's a 40% chance that Sosa will finish the fight due to Lacerda's historical volatile fight pattern. Tell you about that. We got BM Mesquite versus Montserrat Rendon. We touched on that earlier. We think Mesquita's jiu-jitsu carries the day. This minus 430 tag is way wider than it should be. I think Via Mesquita is going to win this fight. This is a highly confident pick on our end, but I would not be surprised in the least if Montserrat Rendon wins the fight, because this is an MMA fight. It's not a jiu-jitsu fight. And Montserrat Rendon has way more experience. She's only got a half-inch reach advantage, but she's got a 4-inch height advantage. Um, Montserrat Rendon, she does not have many advantages in this fight that aren't physical. And as far as strength goes, Pia Mesquita is strong. When you get in that overtime, you get to take positions, and she gets you in the spider. Just forget about it. Just absolutely forget about it. If she gets to choose, forget about it. All right, we got Mosquito 66.2, Rondon 54.7, moderate to high confidence in Mesquita winning the fight. One fight we have not touched on, one of the most funnest fights on the card to me. This line, minus 200 to start, Elijah Smith going against Su Young Yu, plus 170. Elijah Smith has a huge reach advantage, 3-inch height advantage. He's the younger man by 7 years. He's going to be the faster man. He's probably going to be the more powerful man. He's got an athleticism advantage, balanced offensive style. Use lower striking volume, but strong wrestling. He's got high takedown average, strong accuracy on his average. Offensively, he likes to come through his grappling entries and positional control rather than strike, which, okay, I mean, that's fine. Elijah Smith is going to make him strike. If he can't get to you, if you can't get to Smith's body, if he can't get him on the ground, can't get him up against the cage, this one could end early. But I tell you what, I was pleasantly surprised watching you fight, getting ready for this. Both of these guys are undefeated in the UFC. You don't really see that too often. We got 2-0 for Elijah Smith and 3-0 for Su Young Yu. Slight advantage in experience. And just for the last one, just to give you a couple numbers, that Kevin Vallejos fight is way out there. You don't need the numbers on those. Josh Emmett has power. Josh Emmett has had power. Josh Emmett hasn't looked like he's had power in quite a while. Kevin Vallejos is a tiger. And I notice I said his name a different way every single time I've said it. The guy's a tiger. He's going to come out striking hard, fast. I wouldn't be surprised if he finished the fight early. I would be absolutely floored if that fight went the full 5 rounds. One of those guys is going to finish early, and it is most likely going to be Kevin, But Vallejos, that's what we're going to go with. Vallejos can win if, he's going to win, but Vallejos can win inside distance if he fights patiently, does not let Josh Emmett counter him. Josh Emmett is a wonderful counter puncher, and even at his age, he's only got to catch you once, and it could be lights out. He will send you to the Shadow Realm to come meet me for a breakdown video. Oh, that is about it. We are in on, I would say, 3 or 4 head-to-head games on the DK or DFS on DK series. We got a couple lineups in there. What? Heck no, I'll give you guys a couple lineups. I'll give you guys a lineup. I have my own league, the League of Shadows. I think the League of Shadows is 3 more spots if any of you guys want to get down. DK, and check that out. The League of Shadows has 2 more entries. So we picked up another one. I'm in a 10-player or a 6-player winner takes all match. But regardless, you don't care what matches I'm in, except for in the recap. You guys want to know if I won or not. But if you want to know who's on my team, I did not do any captains this week, although I am going to enter one more head-to-head match, probably for half a unit, around about, probably one more head-to-head match for a full unit. My lineup so far, I have Jillian Roberts, Balaji Oki. Balaji Oki is my low man with underdog tag of 7,000. I got Omar C, Vitor Petrino, Su Young Yu, and Metriks all by. Now, these guys winning helps, but they do not have to win. You get points for control, you get points for striking, you get points for knockdown, you get points for submission attempts. Most of the ones that I've won just recently, I've had both of the people in the main event. That is really good. If you can go into that last fight winning or close tie, and you have both people in the main event, you cannot lose. Even if the other person has both people too, they cannot overtake you. This is a great strategy for the DFS, but you have to be winning at that point, so you need something. You need an underdog. And you need a finish. Now my other lineup here, so far I have Omar C, Balaji Oki, Josh Emmett, Vitor Petrino, Bia Mesquita, and Metriks Otobai. I didn't expect much from Josh, but if he can keep this fight going 1 or 2 rounds, he'll at least score some points. He was one of the last people on that one that I had enough juice to pay for. I did want to put Petrino, Otobai, and Sai together, or C together on the same fight card and see if I couldn't get 300 or 400 points out of them. Their averages are large. I expect this to be exciting. I'm also going to enter one of the big boy tournaments. Let's just see. I'll enter it right now while you guys are here with me. Oh yeah, we got a 100 grand, 100K Mega Mini Max, 40K arm bar, the 10K flying knee. I think I want to get in the 350G throwdown. There are almost 10,000 entrants. There are 27,000 spots. You can enter up to 150 times. Holy Christ. Reserve my seat. Yeah, we're going to reserve that seat. We're going to create this lineup right here, right now. All right. Who do we talk about on card that we loved? We got 50K to spend. The average of the players remaining, which is all of them right now, is $8,333. You know the breakdown if you've done this before. Let's try something. Use some guys or some people we have not used before here. Another fight we did not get to, but that's fine. Andre Fili versus Jose Delgado. Juan Delgado all over the place. We love Delgado. Okay, so this is the thing. You need fantasy points per fight. Josh Emmett, 65.4. That's actually pretty good. That's respectable. Balaji Oki, 49.2. Very low. Harry Hardwick, the bottom of the scale with 3.32 points in his last fight against Kai Fernandez. Okay. We're going to take... Sheesh. Oh, this is going to be rough. Piera Rodriguez as our first up. Then, you'll love this. Then we're going to take Smith versus you. Jillian Robertson is 8,600. That leaves us with 24.5 and an average remaining player salary of 8,166. So we got about 8,000 to spend here on 3 more positions. Well, we've picked all mid-levels right now. Vallejos is 9,600. If we get him, that eats up a lot of our room. We could peel it back and get Radke. Same. We're going to get Vitor Petrino for 9,000. That leaves us with an average of 7,750. So we're going to have to get one low, one high. Or we can get one mid and sacrifice the spot and just get one low. The mids are Omar Sy. He's about 88. Charles Johnson's 87. Orlai's 91. Marwan Rahiki, the Moroccan, is 9,200. If we get any one of those guys, we're going to have to come low with somebody else. Feely does not seem... See, that's why when we did this earlier, we went with Emmett and then the other one with Oki. Because we have to go under the number. Oki now is 6,800. Josh Emmett is 6,600. And Montserrat Rendon is 6,700. They are at the bottom. How are those 3 lower than Harry Hart? Come on, give me a break. Alright. So I think we just pick at the top end. Because some guys down there that are 6 are worth a good, decent value. I think we should just pick at the top end. Alright? Sometimes we won't go too heavy. Kevin Vallejos. No, because we haven't got him yet. Let's pick him. We're going to draft him. That leaves us... Nope, we can't draft him. That will leave us with 5,900. And that's about 700 too much. So he's 6. It's too much for us. So... Okay. Then that's no problem. Then you know what we have to do. We either have to take Josh Emmett, Andre Feely. We're not taking Harry Hardwick. Could take Andre Feely, Balaji Oki, alongside Rendon, or Josh Emmett. We have taken Emmett and Oki before. I just do not believe Feely is going to do much against Delgado. Let's see if we get our bigger number first here. If we take Charles Energy Johnson, that leaves us with 6,800, and the top player we could get at that point. No, yeah. Okay, it'll let us get Feely if we want. Now it'll bring us 100 over. They will allow that, but we don't want Feely. I'd actually rather we can get Balaji Oki, Monsat Rendon, or Josh Emmett. And normally I'd like to get Josh Emmett, but his opponent, Balaji Oki's facing a guy who wants to grapple with him, who's never been in the UFC before. It's going to be Oki. All right, we're going Piera Rodriguez, Elijah Smith, Jillian Robertson, Vitor Petrino, Charles Johnson, and Balaji Oki for the 350K throwdown. 100K goes to first place. Let it be 100K We'll have Warlord coded, and you can run Warlord your damn self as long as you pay me first. We're gonna submit that entry, and we are gonna put in one more head-to-head. Not right now. Hey, we got you the lineup. We got you the fights. We got you the card. I'm gonna let some music play here for a second, and I'm going to show you the parlays. Up on the screen, we've got the Castle parlay. Oh man, we got some big juicy parlays. We got the Castle parlay out there this week. We've got the house special, like we do all the time. The house special was plus 28.88. I really like that. I think that's all by Jillian Robertson and maybe Charles Energy Johnson together. That one's gonna knock. I think we'll put a unit and a half on that. Like I said, we get it all together. If I get all the plays together here, just I'll read them off to you. Jillian Robertson by decision, plus 175, 1 unit. Charles Johnson, minus 175, half a unit. Marwin Rahiki by KO, half a unit. Vitor Petrino by KO, half a unit. Vitor Petrino inside distance, 1 unit. Okay, on the Castle parlay, we have 1.5 units. That's minus 130. Check that out. $100 play, we've mentioned several times. We put 2 full units on that, plus 108. We got that in FD. The North Coast House Special, we put a full unit on that's plus 188. And the round robin, which is always 4 of Warlord's more funner results, to say the least. We put those on round robin. 4 of them bet it 11 ways. I'm pretty sure we'll put 7 on almost each way. $77 risk. Yeah, there it is. 11 bets, $77 risk, 400 and something payback. If we get it all done, this card has the potential to bring back over 20 something units if we did it the correct way. I don't know, but we shall see. I'll be back at you guys with a recap video for sure next week. We are going all the way full coming out. We're going to have a breakdown video at the beginning of the week. I'll come back again with the same video, except it'll be much quicker because I won't have to do any breakdowns in this video. The breakdown video will already be out, so just tell you what we're getting, then I'll get you out of here. DFS on DK will be getting its own video, its own graphics, its own setup. We've already did a DK on DFS video a couple weeks ago. Our video got flagged because of the mislabeling of some music. That's why we had a bunch of videos before, not a bunch, a few videos before. They all are gone. They all use the same song, which was supposed to be free use, but like I said, we mislabeled it. So that is that. We got 9 bets for you guys. It was 9 bets. It's 4.5, 5, 6, 7. Oh my gosh, we're almost 9 units in. You count the Robin, we are 10.25 units in on this. I think around about, I know we're at least 10 units in. We had a great week last week. We smacked. We're going to do it again. I'm going to hit you guys with the recap video. A couple days. Get this big card in, man. It's going to be great. Stop bitching about the cards. Be glad you got fights to watch. I'm going to see you guys later. Peace. Kutelaba in Kutelaba.